During the winter I took some time off from the boat and travelled up north to Ilkley in West Yorkshire, where my sister lives. Ilkley's a beautiful little town, and it was originally a spa town back in the Victorian days, and was visited by Darwin of natural selection fame. In fact, my sister's house is actually the place that he stayed at over 150 years ago. We had a walk around the spa. It was nice to see her again before eventually had to get back and do some work on the boat. Meanwhile, back in Plymouth, one of the big problems I had with my boat is not enough electricity. And I tracked down a guy who was selling a stainless steel frame or arch that fits on the back of the boat. So I went down to see him. It was terrible weather, soaking, but it was just what I needed. So we made a deal and I decided to buy it. Some of you may remember my compass from the trip coming up from Portugal back to the UK. The liquid inside turned a funny colour. It's showing a bit red at the moment, yellow at the moment, but it was kind of a red tinge, and it has lightened up a little bit, but for the most part it was almost completely black looking at one time, and I couldn't read the compass at all. And I actually did navigate, apart from the electronic equipment I have down below, but on deck I used a toy compass to get me across the Bay of Biscay. That one there. And there's a bubble at the moment, which normally wouldn't be there because I've been draining it. There's a little screw at the bottom there that I've undone and drained off some of the liquid. That's why there's a bubble in it, which shouldn't normally be there. Because try as I might, I have not been able to get a definitive answer on what you put inside a compass. Anything from purified kerosene to white spirit to a thing called some stuff called bale oil. And also the fact that people I've talked to have never heard of a compass doing this before. So all a bit of a mystery. But at the end of the day I've got to refill it or buy a new one, which is a little bit on the expensive side, because there's nothing wrong with the compass itself. So I'm going to try and refill it, and that's the project for today. Now, the two main ingredients that can be used to fill a compass being an oil or a spirit, I've been told that if I take some liquid out of the compass, which I've done here, put it on a plate like so, it has a curious smell to it. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out, because if you then put a white spirit with it, if it separates, it's an oil. If it doesn't, it's a spirit. Let's just see what happens. Well, that didn't separate, so that's mixed together. So that's not an oil that's in there. It's some kind of solvent. In the end, I decided to go for the oil option and went for baby oil, which apparently works. So I loaded up a syringe, it made a bit of a mess, and I stuck it in the compass, and it worked pretty good. And the next job on the list was the old diving gear. I decided to make sure that I'd got a set of diving gear on the boat. So I hauled out all my old stuff, which is probably about 20 years old. Tried to get it serviced, but the guy looked at me like I was crazy, and I ended up buying a new set. Anyway, more adventures coming up. Don't miss the next episode. Thanks for watching.